Yes.
Silakan.
Okay, I have a question. When the first Quran add diacritic or harakat, because if we see the oldest Quran, there's no harakat,
Yes.
there's no sign of all sign, because in Arabic, in one word we thought harakat is many meanings.
Yeah.
Many meanings.
Okay.
When
Yeah.
first Quran have
I
harakat?
put it on the, yeah. I got your question. Maybe you can translate his question, sister.
Ya, jadi Bapak ini bertanya, Quran pertama yang memakai tanda baca itu Quran yang mana ya? Sebab kan kita tahu bahwa Quran tuh tadinya pada zaman Muhammad nggak ada huruf hidupnya, nggak ada tanda bacanya.
Yeah. To understand what this gentleman is saying, the Quran in the 7th century, according to Islam, used to look like this. Do you see it?
Yes.
So it looks, maybe you can translate it, sister?
Iya, Quran ini kelihatan seperti ini, teman-teman ya. Anda lihat ini Quran yang pertama.
Yeah.
Like in Sana manuscript, right?
Yeah, for example, Sana is one of the earliest. You will see that there are no vowels, there are no dots.
Ya, ini nggak ada huruf hidupnya ya, tanda bacanya ya.
Yeah, so one letter, for example, here's an example. If you put the dot underneath like this one, it becomes a B.
Kalau dikasih titik di bawahnya ini jadi huruf B.
B. When you put a vowel here on top, this is a vowel.
Kalau tanda baca huruf hidupnya ini ditaruh di atas.
It sounds like ba.
Bunyinya ba.
But if you put a different vowel here that you see,
ya, tapi kalau taruh jamah ini beda.
It becomes bu.
Jadinya bacanya bu.
And if you put the vowel here underneath,
ya, kalau pakai kasrah di sini,
yeah, which is the kasrah, it becomes a B.
Bacanya jadi B.
So the sound of the letter changes.
Jadi bunyinya juga berbeda ya kalau tanda bacanya beda.
But if you put the dots, let's say on top, 2 dots on top,
ya, kalau ada 2 titik di atasnya,
it becomes a T.
Jadi T.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, here is an example. Muslims had to guess, because remember the Quran used to look like this. Muslims had to guess, hey, let me put a dot here underneath. Or you know what? Let me put it here on top too. It becomes a T. So you have, for this word, you have 6 different words.
Ya, Muslim harus menebak-nebak ya, mau ditaruh fathah dhamma kasrahnya tadi di mana ya, tanda huruf hidupnya tadi, karena Quran yang pertama tadi nggak ada nih vowelsnya, nggak ada huruf hidupnya tadi. Jadi untuk kata ini aja itu bisa ada 6 variasi yang berbeda bacaannya.
Yeah, so one word without dots, you have
titik,
it can have many meanings. You have to do basically lottery, you have to guess.
Cuma harus tebak-tebak nih, mesti main lotre nih, yang mana nih kata-katanya.
And that's what Muslims did to the Quran of supposedly of Uthman. They had to guess, we have to put a dot there. No, let me put a dot there. Let me put a vowel on there. So it became a disaster. The Quran became basically a game, a toy in the hands of Muslims.
Okay. Jadi Quran ini menjadi satu musibah ya, karena tanda bacanya nggak tahu yang mana.
Yeah, and this is why, as we showed you, this is why when you put a vowel on top, like this ayah, chapter 37, ayah 12, it becomes ajibta. But we showed you from Aduri, when you put a different vowel, it becomes ajibtu, and the meaning changes. Do you see it? So this one says, but I, Allah, wonder. But the Hafs version says, but you, Muhammad, wonder. Do you see how a vowel can change the meaning?
Ya, ini tadi contohnya ya di Quran surah 37 ayat 12, ajibta dan ajibto ini berbeda arti. Kalau tanda bacanya beda, jadi artinya berbeda. When do you think the first manuscript has these vowels? I think it's in the 8th century.
Yeah,
in the ALHAYAT.
Yeah, so exactly. The Quran, the oldest manuscript of the Quran.
Ya, Quran yang paling tua yang punya tanda baca ini.
That exists today.
Yang masih kita bisa temui sekarang.
Is not 7th century.
Bukan abad ke-7.
It's not Uthmanic.
Bukan versi Uthman.
And it's not complete.
Dan tidak lengkap.
All the manuscripts that we have today for the Quran
Semua manuskrip Quran yang ada sekarang ini
are from the 8th century and later.
ada dari abad ke-8 dan seterusnya.
So the Quran of Uthman is gone. It's missing. Poof.
Quran versi Uthmannya hilang, puff, hilang.
It's gone. It's missing. And I hope that I answered the question of the gentleman.
The first Quran who has vowels and Fata Dama Kasra.
Yes.
I think it's in the 8th century.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it came later. Yeah, people like Al-Hajjaj, they
I think
started to add.
Al-Hajjaj.
Yeah, they started to
Ya,
add.
pada zaman Gubernur Al-Hajjaj kira-kira abad ke-8 teman-teman ini baru dimulai ya diletakkan tanda bacanya Al-Hajjaj bin Yusuf.
Yeah. As you see on the screen, Al-Hajjaj ibn Yusuf and people like Al-Hajjaj ibn Yusuf, they started to add the dots and the letters to the Quran of Allah. Is that not corruption? Muslims, when you play with the Quran of Allah and you start to play with the text, isn't that corruption? Can you translate?
Oke. Iya, Muslim, apakah ini bukan suatu korupsi ya? Kalau Al-Hajjaj ini main-main sama tanda bacanya tadi, kemudian dia meletakkannya tidak sama, sehingga pembacaan artinya berbeda, completely berbeda sama sekali.
Exactly. Yes.
Oke, Pak, ada pertanyaan selanjutnya atau saya lanjutkan yang lain?
Second question.
Okay.
Yes.
You mentioned about Sabah Ahruf, right?
Yes.
Seven
Ahruf.
dialect or something. Yeah.
No,
Sabah
it's
Ahruf.
not dialects. It's 7 modes. Muslims call it modes. But yeah,
because it's many many tafsir about Sabah Ahruf.
Yeah. But let me, before you continue, just let me answer this. Muslim scholars, they do not agree. Again, Muslim scholars, they do not agree what the 7 ahrufs actually mean. So can you translate it, Sophia?
Ya, jadi tadi Rob menyebutkan mengenai qiraatu Sabah ya, qiraatu Sabah 7 ahruf atau 7 tanda baca, tapi sedikit Muslim itu tidak setuju. Apa sih artinya 7 ahruf ini?
Yeah, so they have to come with all kind of tafsirs to understand what the meaning is, but they do not exactly know what it means.
Jadi mereka harus pergi kepada tafsir ya untuk mengetahui apa sih maksudnya Quran ini diturunkan dalam 7 ahruf. Tapi sebenarnya mereka nggak tahu nih benar-benar maksudnya apa nih 7 ahruf.
Yes. Go ahead, my friend. What do you want to ask?
Okay. Yeah, you said that there's 7 mood, right? 7 mood. But my question is why Utsman make only one version?
Yeah.
You said that there's 7 mood.
Yeah.
But why Utsman make only one only one version?
Yeah.
It
Maybe you
should be
can translate.
7, right?
Yeah, just a second, my friend. She needs to translate your question. Can you do that, Sophia?
Iya, maksudnya kenapa tadi kan dikatakan 7 ahruf ya diturunkan dalam 7 mode atau cara bacaan yang berbeda. Tapi kenapa Utsman kok menyatukan, membuatnya menjadi satu bacaan yang sama?
Yeah, Uthman, who was at that moment in power, he was the caliph.
Utsman pada waktu itu yang berkuasa, dia adalah seorang khalifah.
Yeah, people came to him and said to him, Uthman, listen.
Orang datang kepada Utsman dan berkata, Utsman mendengarkan.
People are reciting the Quran differently.
Orang-orang melafalkan Quran dengan cara-cara yang berbeda-beda.
Yeah, we have to do something because the Muslims are acting like the Jews and the Christians. That's what they said.
Ya, kita harus melakukan sesuatu nih Utsman gitu ya, karena nanti mereka bisa jadi kayak orang Yahudi dan orang Kristen nih.
Yeah, there are too many different Quran readings.
Ada begitu banyak bacaan Quran yang berbeda.
So what did Uthman do?
Lalu apa yang Utsman lakukan?
Uthman supposedly burned 6 out of the 7 ahruf.
Utsman membakar bacaan-bacaan 6 perbedaan lainnya.
So we should have only one Quran.
Jadi dia mengatakan kita hanya boleh punya satu aja versi, satu bacaan.
But today we have more than 37 different Arabic Qurans.
Tapi hari ini kita punya lebih daripada 37 cara baca yang berbeda.
So did you catch it?
Okay.
So the reason for Uthman having a nice barbecue, maybe he took some falafel or hummus on the side, with some delicious kufta. He burned the Quran of Allah. But here's the question, who gave Uthman the authority? What authority did Uthman have to burn the Quran of Allah? Was he a prophet?
Ya, jadi siapa yang memberi otoritas atau kekuasaan Utsman untuk membakar versi-versi Quran lainnya yang berbeda gitu.
Yeah, and you need to tell them who gave Uthman the authority. Did Allah tell Uthman? Did Uthman became a prophet after Muhammad? And did Allah tell him to burn the Quran of Allah?
Ya, apakah Utsman menjadi nabi setelah Muhammad sehingga Allah memberinya kuasa untuk membakar versi-versi Quran lainnya yang berbeda? Siapa yang memberi Utsman otoritas?
Or did Muhammad tell to his Sahaba? Did Muhammad himself tell to his Sahaba, please burn my Quran?
Atau Muhammad pernah berkata kepada sahabat-sahabatnya, tolong bakar Quran-Quran lainnya yang berbeda?
If that's so, can you show me the hadith?
Kalau ceritanya seperti itu, bisa nggak tunjukkan hadisnya?
Can you show me the hadith from the mouth of your prophet Muslims, where Muhammad is asking you to burn the Quran of Allah?
Bisa nggak tunjukkan hadisnya yang keluar dari perkataan Muhammad sendiri bahwa Muhammad menyuruh kalian untuk membakar Qurannya?
So what authority did Uthman have to burn the Quran of Allah?
Jadi dengan kekuasaan yang mana nih Utsman kok bisa membakar Quran-Qurannya Allah ini?
Do you see the disaster?
Nah, ini musibah ya.
Yeah. So because Uthman started to feel that there's going to be a huge musibah, a huge disaster, Uthman from his own authority started to burn the Quran.
Karena Utsman merasa ini bakal terjadi musibah besar nih kalau perbedaan bacaannya ini dibiarkan ya, kemudian Utsman dengan otoritas kekuasaannya sendiri dia membakar Quran-Quran versi lainnya.
Yeah, because Muhammad himself never ordered anyone to burn the Quran.
Muhammad sendiri tidak pernah menyuruh siapapun untuk membakar Qurannya.
And the problem is the disaster that Muhammad created for his ummah.
Masalahnya adalah yang Muhammad ciptakan bagi umatnya.
That when anyone recites the Quran differently.
Ketika ada orang yang melafalkan Quran dengan cara yang berbeda-beda.
And we gave you the example, the story about Umar grabbing the guy by his throat.
Tadi kita sudah kasih contoh ya, ceritanya ketika Umar sama orang tadi, laki-laki tadi berantem tentang pelafalan Quran.
When he was reciting the Quran differently than Umar heard from Muhammad.
Ketika orang ini melafalkan Qurannya dengan cara berbeda dari apa yang Umar dengar dari Muhammad.
The Prophet of Islam, Muhammad,
Nabi Islam yaitu Muhammad,
he said this is also Quran.
Muhammad berkata ya ini benar juga kok, ini juga Quran.
So Muhammad created this problem because Muhammad is a fake prophet. That's why.
Ya, karena Muhammad menciptakan problem ini ya, masalah ini karena Muhammad nabi palsu.
So he had to come with an excuse and say Jibril gave it to me in 7 different ahruf.
Jadi dia memberi alasan, nggak apa-apa kok Jibril menurunkan aku dalam 7 cara bacaan, 7 ahruf yang berbeda.
And that's why Muhammad himself created this disaster that Uthman had to fix.
Muhammad menciptakan sendiri masalah ini dan akhirnya Uthman mau mencoba memperbaiki kesalahan ini.
But last time I checked,
tapi yang terakhir kali saya cek,
Uthman is not a prophet.
Uthman bukanlah seorang nabi.
So who gave him the authority? Did Allah tell Uthman to burn the Quran of Allah?
Apakah Allah menyuruh Uthman untuk membakar Qurannya Allah?
If Muhammad himself didn't want to burn any Quran.
Kalau Muhammad sendiri tidak mau membakar Qurannya.
So Muslims, you have to deal with the fact that you have different Qurans, and that's the topic of today.
Ya, ini topiknya hari ini ya. Muslim harus percaya pada faktanya ya, bahwa mereka punya Quran yang berbeda. Can we move to the next question?
Yes,
Stop.
go ahead.
So many question here. Oke, saya baca urutannya ya. I'm Queen, silakan. Cepat ya Pak ya, silakan.
Oke. Hello,
Queen. Ibu, silakan.
Hello, Rev Christian. I have a question for you.
Yes, hello.
The question is, how many verses of the Quran are there actually? Is it 63, 26, 61, 62, or 60? Because what I saw was the number of verses in the Quran, according to Coffee, as many as 63:26 verse Madani awal
Sorry,
62
just a second. What do you mean? I'm not understanding what your question. Can you please talk slowly, because I did not hear your question correctly. Please again.
You hear me? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How many verses of the Quran are there actually? Is it 63:26, 62:61, or 60:60? Because what I said was the number of verses in the Quran, according to Kafi and Madani Awal or Siyah Nawawi Al-Bantani in his book Nihayat to Zain, is very different, which is correct.
Are you talking
How
about
many
the number?
verses?
Is she
How many
talking
verses
about
in the Quran?
surahs? Is she talking
No,
about?
verses.
I think it was around how many was it? 6,000 something. I don't know exactly the number. Yeah,
6,000
but the problem is you will have the problem because I showed you an example. Which Quran then do we have to follow? Here is the disaster. Why? Remember, we showed you an example that the numbering system of the ayahs, the verses are different. So are you talking about the Quran of Qalun version, or are you talking about the Hafs? Which one? You see, so we have a problem to deal with. Muslims have a problem to deal with. Are you talking about the Hafs that have different numbering for the same ayahs, right? And here is another example.
So also she asked about like there are different numbers of verses in the Quran.
Yes.
Some say 6,000 something, 666, 6123 or something.
Yes.
So do you think it's just a different numbers, or it's just really different length of the Quran itself?
Yeah, the different length. Do you see it?
So there are some Quran has a missing verses.
Yes.
Some Quran
Yes.
have.
Yeah, and the proof is in front of you. Look, this ayah starts with chapter 3, ayah 81. It's the same ayah, but the numbering system, you see, the numbering is different. So there are missing ayahs.
Oke, jadi jumlah ayatnya pun menurut versi tadi berbeda-beda ya, Bu ya?
Yes, it's a different.
So I hope by showing it on the screen, you'll already see the disaster that Muslims created for the Quran. Much later after Muhammad.
Oke, jumlah Qurannya juga berbeda. Ada pertanyaan lain, Bu?
No.
Silent is better. Silakan.
Iya.
Welcome.
Mr. Polandia dulu harusnya tadi.
Oh, sorry.
Mungkin Mr. Polandia dulu silakan. Baru habis itu kita baru silent is better.
Okay. Hello, Rob. Now,
Hello.
my question is, can you hear me, Rob?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. So my question is there a possibility whereby the Muslims who control the Arab world,
Yes.
Politically, do they actually order the lexicographers or the compilers of the Arabic dictionaries to give new interpretation or new meanings to phrases and words in Quran? Do you get my question?
No, can you repeat it, please? I didn't catch it.
All right. Okay. So is there any possibility whereby the Muslims who control the Arab world, okay, so do these people, they have the possibility to order or command the dictionary writers to change or give new meanings to words found in Quran?
No, actually, if Muslims try to do that, their life will be in danger. But then we have a disaster. If we have to go to the tafsirs, the commentators of the Quran. We have all kind of different meanings, different opinions about one ayah. So even the old scholars, the mufassirun, they did not agree. So even the early scholars did not agree with one another. But today, if you want to play with the meaning of the Quran or change the Quran, your life will be in danger.
Right, thanks.
You're welcome.